What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eye Bright, also known as PT. I don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Part 1, Part 2. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, especially all the episodes from Season 11, Episode 1 to Season 11, Episode 11, spoiler warning. Now, who is this person? Stephanie? The real Stephanie? Or someone else? Now, if you saw Season 11, Episode 11, you should know what we're talking about, but this Stephanie is the person on the radio. But it looks like her name is not actually Stephanie. But it's good to know that we finally know that this woman is the person on the radio that was talking to Eugene way back when in Season 10. It's crazy to think it was that long ago. It's been so much has happened. But the end of the episode was Eugene being told that this woman is actually the person that he was talking to on the radio. And I'm sure Eugene's not going to believe it. He's going to have to put two and two together and figure it out. But she knew the call signs. Taterbug was Eugene. Blue Weevil was the person on the radio that called herself Stephanie. So the fact that this is different than the comic is kind of cool. Now, some people might not like it, but I like the little differences from the comic to the show, because you know how it goes. The comic is the comic and the show is the show. But the fact that this person is definitely not the same woman that Eugene met first at the Commonwealth is pretty interesting. It's kind of cool for the show. It adds something. It stretches some story out, because that's what The Walking Dead has done recently. But the fact that this woman was called Max right here. Pamela Milton said her name is Max. So her name is Max, I'm guessing, right? Maybe short for Maxine. And then we found out that Mercer, in the dialogue between Mercer, Connie, and Kelly when he was being interviewed for the Commonwealth Tribune, that they're brother and sister. So the person that was the hostage by Tyler was his sister. So Mercer and Max are brother and sister. So that's Max and Mercer. And so it's kind of cool to see them brother and sister on the show. That's definitely different for the show than the comic. You know, they're doing little twists and turns and keeping the comic readers to keep watching. Because if you knew what to expect, like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. It's like, why watch it? If you could just read the comic book, why watch the show? We need the twists and turns and differences because it's pretty cool to keep us on our toes. But the fact that Stephanie, well, that's not even her name. We'll get to her name in a second. All this was a fake. It was designed to get information out of Eugene. Just goes to show you that this woman is this woman, and the Commonwealth is going to use you, deceive you, trick you, get what they want, and then do whatever they want with it. So this woman, oh, by the way, Stephanie's real name is Shira. So we thought we had two Stephanies when it's Max and Shira. No one's called Stephanie. Stephanie doesn't like Iron Maiden, but she enjoyed Eugene's book. And it's kind of sad. I know, I was like, oh no, you should keep writing, Eugene, you should keep doing it. And then he tosses it in the garbage dumpster fire, trash can fire. And you're like, oh no, keep the book. It was good. You could be a writer. But we kind of thought this Stephanie, we were calling her Stephanie and the other one Stephanie. So Max was Stephanie and Shira was Stephanie. And again, in the comic, Stephanie, the one in the middle, is the woman that meets Eugene. They get together. She wears a wig. And that's really it. But the foreshadowing has been there. We still think that Season 11, Episodes 1 and 2, well, I guess Episode 2, it was that Daryl saw this, as foreshadowing for what happens at the Commonwealth. Lance is pulling the strings in a couple of different departments. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. Is he going to try and take over? He worked his way up from the bottom to where he is now. And we all know that Pamela Milton is the governor of the Commonwealth. But is Lance the one running things, pulling the strings and getting stuff done? Can't wait to see how it goes down. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.